Hmm. Hey YouTube. It's Air Bear Don't Care. I'm coming in with another episode of What If Ghosts of Tabor Had. Now this one, we're going to continue the same concept and we're going to go with maps, boss, some specific things pertaining to the map, maybe extracts, maybe specific loot areas and things of that nature. And then obviously the boss and what he can drop. So this idea I have for this one is a junkyard, landfill. I mean, you can kind of play with it a little bit, but somewhere along those lines. I'm sticking with the junkyard kind of aspect right now, but something along those lines. Obviously, like I said, you can name it whatever you want to name it. Junkyards, I don't think that's a bad name for it. Landfill, something like that. You know, who knows? Anyways, so let's hop into it. You know, this is obviously just a brief overview of the map. I kind of like the idea of the hill right here too, the big hill right behind my head. I feel like that's a really good kind of like cover and vantage point. And then obviously at the top too, depending on how the map looks, you can have a little bit of some different cover, maybe like some small shacks or buildings up, kind of feeding along the wall over here. And then obviously as you get down into it, there's going to be more of this. I wouldn't worry about with this picture with how it looks down there because I got another one for it. But this is just a general overview to touch on extracts just a little bit just because of the road. I feel like down this hill, like right where I'm at, that wouldn't be a bad little like road, like a little roadblock area or whatever that they can use as an extract. And then a few different ones with inside. And obviously you can kind of tailor it to each corner like how most maps have. And then we can get into, this is kind of more inside when you were to come down that hill, like inside. And, pretty much just going to be some basic cover points and loot areas and spawn items and all that good stuff. And could be another one of those specific maps that grant you certain stuff, like the hospital had a lot of med stuff and possibly food items. This would be more of I would say more like crafting materials when they put that in. I believe they are actually actively working on that, if I'm not mistaken. There's like in scav runs and stuff like that too. So for crafting items, this wouldn't be bad. For just high value loot, this wouldn't be bad. There could be like a chance for something, there's broken phones all the time. That this would be a good spot for them. I know they're not super valuable, but you put 50 of them in your backpack, you can really add it up. But different items like that, you can put in pretty much anything really, like food items, if there's a break room or something. But I would say specifically this would be good for finding like crafting items that you can use in your hideout, like maybe some tools or something like that, depending on where they go with the crafting and stuff. But I don't think like this would be a bad. Gas would be a decent one too because there's a lot of equipment, so this could be a good spot for gas for your generator. And then who knows, maybe even some like computer parts. Maybe there's a junk computer and there's a GPU laying around there. Maybe that's something worth looking into as well. And let's just zip right through. So this is pretty much just a shipping container. This is kind of like even more deep into the map. This would be similar to a vault, in my opinion. Obviously, I feel like the map itself can have a bunch of these for like cover and just kind of like the way you travel through the map. But overall, I feel like this should be like maybe 2 or 3, depending on how big or small the map is. Maybe just one crate that you can open up and loot. Obviously, it's not going to be an extract or anything. It's just a big loot item, almost like an airdrop, but they're sitting there. There could be a couple of them. It's I don't think that's a bad idea. Maybe that's where they get their airdrops from, But this would be a good like vault kind of area, and I have another vault area that I have in mind too, vault style area. But this could spawn anything, just like any vault really can. So let's continue on to the next. Boom. Here's the other vault area. A lot of job sites have these like little trailer homes for the supervisors or foremans. This could be a spot, and this could also be a boss spawn too. So there's a few ways I looked at this as a locked door. You put your key card in, or a key if they've just put regular keys in the game eventually or whatever. You put your key card in, you go in there, and there could be high end loot. That could be a better chance for a GPU because it's like the actual supervisor working foreman. It's their their area, so they have their computers, they do their paperwork and all that, and their time clocks, whatever you want to, their time cards and all that crapola. So that wouldn't be a bad spot. And obviously some food and stuff. There could be a fridge there. Boom. Let me. A nice Gatorade. That's another item too. I think they should have in the game is Gatorade, like sports drinks. Boost a little energy and boost a little, boost a lot of hydration. That's a different discussion, different topic for a different discussion. So you could also look at it as the boss spawn or just another loot area. So let's just zip right through. And this is what I have. So I had a few ideas for this. So really quick, going back to, is it right here? So going back to this, having a crane somewhere, let's say a spot is blocked off. I don't know where you'd put it. And just to back up a little bit more, going into these like weird little like structures, I guess, not buildings, but more structures. You could like actually traverse these and climb, and obviously they'd have to be a little bit different looking, but overall, like you could get up here and maybe there's a crazy spawn for something, and it's worth trying to get up there. But having a crane around here somewhere, let's say like where all this like junk is in the back, this back corner above my head, have this crane that you have to like press a button, maybe the keys in it already, because a lot of equipment has the keys in them just sitting there. So putting that in there, you press a button. Obviously you wouldn't do it yourself. Maybe that's something worth doing. You could do it yourself, but that might be a little too in depth for us. Like the game is not meant for that, but maybe eventually something like you just, grab the stick and then move it over, but you move the crane over and you blast open, a spot, and it's an extract, either an extract or loot item. That could be another vault type area. It's just something worth playing with, because then maybe that the boss spawn, then that trailer won't be a vault, so you could have a couple, like 2 different vault areas, and then the boss spawn, or just an extract, or whatever else. So, or you can have something on the crane. Maybe you can have the airdrop just sitting on the crane and boom, drop it and it breaks it open or something, but we will go back to that really quick. But yeah, so you can just swing that open. You just press a button, like climb up top there, depending on what kind of crane it is. This is like more of a stationary crane, I believe, not like a drivable one. So you could climb to the top of this one, or you could just get into the cab of the other ones, swing it, boom, blast them, and then if you're in the way of it too, like if you walk in front of it and it hits you, or there could be like a blast radius of like the debris and stuff. So if you're by it, it's gonna take you out. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I feel like adding little stuff like that to make like just a little, not side quest, but something along those lines, like something like a little something extra that you can do in the game that just kind of makes it feel more like you're actually in it. A little more immersive. And then let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. What everyone wants. A boss. Most people hate their supervisor or their foreman, whatever. That's supposed to be a nail gun. Believe it or not. It's intense. And I'm not talking about camping, guys. Wow, that's worth subscribing for, right? Anyways, obviously your foreman or supervisor would be the boss, and being that he's got a nail gun, he's more of a ranged guy. He might have like a crowbar or something on him too if you get too close. Kind of like how Tequila has, two different styles of weapons, whatever. Or technically three, I think. He's got his hammer, then he's got the two different types. He's got the 12 gauge and then the 5.45 AK. So you go in there, fight him, do your thing. I don't know how you would want to balance him. I don't really have anything too much for that right now. Like he's got a safety vest on. I don't know if I would make that like an armored vest. You could do it for poops and giggles. Obviously in real life, a safety vest does nothing besides make you very vibrant. So that'd be something worth looking into. But his hard hat, obviously it's another one of those that's not really gonna protect you from anything. Obviously like bumps and stuff like that, but it could be like a level 1 or maybe level 2 helmet that you get off of him when you get it, and then you can extract with his nail gun, and either like that could be like a high value item as well as a weapon, and you have to have like he's the only one that can drop it, or like his office you can find the ammo for it. And just obviously a bunch of nails, and I feel like it'd be almost like a machine gun, like a minigun. I mean, sorry, where it doesn't do a lot of damage, but you can just spit them out like a bunch. Obviously, that's kind of getting a little fake in some aspects, but it's also a game, so I think that's trying to be realistic is good, but have a little bit of fun with it. And like I said, that vest could be some level of armor, could be just like a level 2. I wouldn't say level 1. I don't know. But having that boss chase you around, and maybe he could have a couple of teachers' pets, the little suck ups at work that, I wish the snitches, that's what you call them, the snitches. They snitch on everybody there so they can look good. The wannabe foremans. That's pretty much it for this. I don't have anything too crazy. This is more of a simple, like a more simplistic map design, in my opinion, compared to some of the other ones. I've got some juicers cooking up. But yeah, this is kind of the gist of everything. Like special extracts besides that crane, I don't really see what else you could do. Maybe like a basement or like a little underground hole or something like that. There could be like a bunker or something like that. I don't know, but for the most part, I would say just keep it in the off the roadblocks or something. Then maybe one specifically inside there. I don't think that's too bad. I don't think the map doesn't need to be super huge, but I think this could be a more medium-sized map. But that's really all I got. Once again, I'm Amber. I don't care. And if you like what you see and like what you hear and want to support me, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, or share this with a friend or family member in need of entertainment. I'll catch you in the next one. Love y'all.